live, if you can live at the outdoors, close by, if you can make a living there. Okay? And like I said, mentioned, we came back from Saudi, we decided to move up to our condo in Lake Tahoe, and I will stay, this was in 85, and I will stay there. So we could hike and bike and do all the good stuff, skiing. I mean, last year alone, I skied 125 days. This season.
So, but it wasn't at that age in the 30s. It wasn't a conscientious, I want to be healthy. It just kind of follows suit. So if you're out there cross-country skiing or downhill skiing, you just tend to get healthy. But when we first moved to Tahoe, we both were smokers.
Yeah.
And living in the high altitude, it was really hard to live in high altitude and smoke. So it just was kind of a natural progression that we quit. But then I would say as we got older, it becomes more conscious because you have to work on staying physical and being able to move and not carrying extra weight to get up the hill. So you're a little more aware of, you know, what you eat and what you do and how often you keep yourself moving to just prolong it, really. You know, we want to keep doing things, and therefore...
And you know, there's another thing, and this is very, very difficult probably for young people like yourself and your friends to realize. The older you get, the years become precious, more precious, because there's not as much left. You can't redo it. You can't say, oh, I do this next year. Next year may never come. Yeah, you could say you have an accident and things like that, but you never know when things like this happens, you know?
About 2 years ago, we were on one trip to Antarctica, and I developed pains in all my joints, all of a sudden, just out of the blue. And so we continued on our trip, and I got through it by drinking a lot of scotch and Jägermeister to kill the pain, and didn't have any clue what it was. And came back home after the end of the trip and was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. And since then had to get on a drug regimen to control the pain and to prevent joint damage. That's a complete reality check. And the first month to 2 months when we were trying to sort out how it was going to make me feel on a permanent basis, I thought, you know, this is the end of my life because I'm not going to be able to walk, I'm not going to be able to carry a pack, I'm not going to be able to do the things I want to do, and everything requires mobility. But, I mean, and you get very depressed. Then fortunately the drugs came into play and got it under control, so I don't feel pain 99% of the time, and I don't think I'm doing joint damage, but I don't know how long those drugs are going to last. It's a really
and they're
kind
not
of...
curable.
Yeah, you never get rid of it.
And they don't know where it's coming from either.
And the drugs are hard on your body too, so they're hard on your liver and things. But that just makes you want to stay more active and eat more healthy and just keep it going as long as you can. And that can happen to anybody.
You don't know when that hits you. Anything can happen, you know.
For me, and for you too, being outdoors really has an impact on your life. If you can find some calm and some natural beauty, there's just something about being out in nature, even sitting on a deck at a hotel and looking out at Crater Lake. You're away from that daily things you have to deal with on a daily basis. And I just think that if you can have those few moments whenever you can find them in your life, that's probably the best thing you can do for your health.
Look at this morning.
Just get in tune with something that makes you feel whole or like in the zone, whether it's moving through nature or just looking at it. That's, I don't know. I always say I'm happiest when I'm out in the woods.
But like I say, we ski pretty much every day if we can. Rain, snow, ice. People say, you guys are nuts. You know, it's beautiful. It is you, that mountain, and the elements. And you doing it. You know, I give you an example. I spoke to a blind person skiing, with a guide. And they have controlled him with bells, so he knows, you know, and he follows instruction. So I said, but you don't see the surrounding, you know? And he said to me, that doesn't matter, but I feel the wind. I said, you feel the wind? He said to me, I can sit with my girlfriend in a convertible, and I feel the wind. or on the back of a motorcycle. But I don't generate the wind. In skiing, I generate this wind. That's me who, and it was so telling, you know, and, you know, he was unlucky, lost his eyesight, and I don't know what was happening. I just know he was out there and, excuse me, and did his thing, which I thought was great. You know, and that's an attitude. That's an attitude you have to have.
No matter what your physical condition or what your handicaps might be, and we all have them, I think you need to challenge yourself on a pretty regular basis. It gets the adrenaline going. You feel how much you can do. You get that sense of accomplishment, and it encourages you. I never thought in a million years that I was going to be able to hike up to the top of Kilimanjaro. But you set your mind to it. You say, okay, I'm committed. You do the training. You know, take off the extra weight. You do the hiking. You prepare. You study it, and you go for it. And the worst thing that's going to happen is you don't make it.
She's afraid of heights. No, I tell you that.
Who was it? Eleanor Roosevelt said, you have to have fear in your life once a day. I don't go that far, but I think getting your heart pumping with a little bit of excitement and fear, doing the things that you never thought you could do, and at least trying them, is good for you. It's a good thing.